Alrighty, so today we are going to be continuing with some more Sky Children of the Light. I just wrapped up editing the first part of Wind and Leaves for the PlayStation VR. And I was thinking, I don't immediately want to jump back into VR again, and we have the Vincent van Gogh season about to happen in Sky. I may as well get through the rest of, well, maybe not the rest, but we're going to try doing more of the main story type stuff in the game since we haven't totally beaten it yet. I do want to say, I just logged in, but it made us spawn down here where this person is, so I don't know why they aren't having us spawn in up here now. That's a new thing. I guess it's just... I don't know. I think it's just so you can once again just run right into the gates. The audio glitches are so fun with this game. Speaking of audio glitches, I did hear from the recordings from the Wind and Leaves stuff while I was editing. So there was the first part, then I took a break for like a half hour or something, and then I came back and recorded another like hour and a half or whatever. And the audio for the second half of that video, I had to raise up the decibels by like 5. Like a whole 5 decibels, which logarithmically is a lot. So I think I remember that happening occasionally when I would piece together VR stuff in the past. I don't know why it's specifically VR, but I feel like I remember years ago, 5-6 years ago when I last did VR stuff, that, yeah, if I were to, like, stop using OBS but leave my computer on, it has something to do with, like, OBS refreshing and understanding what console it's connected to or something, and it messes with the audio in some way. It's a dumb thing. I pretty much am just going to understand that if I want consistent audio with the VR stuff, and I stop to take a break or something, I kind of have to turn off my PC and then turn it on again to make sure that the audio settings are correct again. That seems to be the only real way to ensure that, from my memory. So, I did my best to kind of make it sound the same still. But that is a little technical gaffe on... Oh, that's an OBS thing, because everything between them is completely the same settings-wise. Like, nothing had changed in that time. So, OBS may be a free software, but it is a free software. So, it's not going to be perfect. Anyway, I want to continue the main story stuff. Where are we able to, like... We have this guy. This spirit now has a home in Avery Village. Okay. Oh, what do you mean? View this member again. Oh, we already did this. Okay, we just have the one more then, I guess. Yeah, so we are at the end of, like, the quote-unquote main story, I guess. That's the thing. There's like 2 main stories in this game. There's the one where you yourself just run through the whole game and then go to the Eye of Eden and finish through the Eye of Eden into Death and Rebirth. And then there is the doing the missions one with that kid to, like, return Avery Village kind of to normal and to purify a few different places in the maps. So I don't see the spirit that we normally go to for that. They were normally in front of the shops right here. Yeah, I'm not sure where we're supposed to be for this. Are they by the gates? No? Maybe they're inside the bazaar now. Okay, we got the dye person, we got the clothing person, we have this person. Oh, so they just moved the weird, like, DLC shop that I got my cape and outfit stuff from inside the bazaar. Okay, yeah, I thought they removed it and, like, you just couldn't get this stuff anymore from last time we played, because they changed the storefront that that stuff used to be in. Right, so we did a weird flip. Oh, there they are. Now they spawned in. Okay. Yeah, I think there's a weird issue with the, like, festivity characters, like, marching around and such like that. I don't know if you'd call it an issue, but for some reason it seems to despawn this character. And whatever we just did brought him back, which is nice. Return to the Passage Rock to greet the adolescents and finish this quest. What does that mean? Passage Rock. Nope, not chat. Where is Passage Rock? Dawn Circle. Passage Rock is in... Oh, okay. Once again, I'm going out this way because that's where I'm so used to the gates being back out there. I feel like there's a lot more audio glitches today than normal. It might just be the server instance, I'm not sure. Because that's the thing, that's entirely game side. So I think last time I played this, it was either during the last part of this or during Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I talked about how I had gotten the complete Moomin Deluxe Anniversary Collection. It's a very nice hardcover book. It's massive. It's like almost 500 pages of just all of Tove's comics for Moomin. I've been reading through it, and it's really, really good. It's also really funny to see. It's also really funny to see Moomin Papa curse, because he doesn't in the anime. So, at least in the English dubbing of it. I'm wondering if they'll ever, like, redo seasons, like the little... like, I doubt that they will, because it's a licensing thing. It's also kind of the point of them having had them being, like, a special event thing, like this Van Gogh one coming up. They're probably never going to do it again, which is also part of why I'm kind of interested in that, let alone the fact that I like Van Gogh. Very influential to my art in general. I make some very interesting, surreal photos. Very painterly. I would say Monet is more of an influence, but Van Gogh he's up there. Right, so is this the dude we were doing stuff for a long, long, long time ago? Like in part 1 or 2? I'm gonna check over by those ruins by the coast, and if he's not over there, then I'm gonna assume he's in the weird, like, nighttime dimension version of this place. They looked vaguely familiar And I think that they might be that character we were doing stuff at the very beginning of the game with, which would be really, really funny. Because they're the last character for these missions, and we were helping them all the way back at the start then, in early January. Yeah, this looks like a different character. They have their own quest line, though. I think this person's migration guide. Season of Migration. I don't remember. I want to say that this character was from the last season that just happened that I didn't do over the spring. The one with the giant floating ship. It didn't interest me at all, so... And also, I was busy. So, like, I did not really have much of any time to play this game at all. The most I did was kind of turn it on and show it to some people to kind of be like, hey, this game's a really cool one that I've been obsessed with for most of this year. Right, so let's go into this other side of this place. I have a feeling it is this character. Yes, it is. Okay. Okay. How's it going, dude? Alright, so we've already apparently been doing missions for this character since the beginning of the game. You and your fellow pupils have honored the wisdom of reliance. The passage of reliance is complete. Okay, so... what do we got next, man? The passage guide has created a mask to teach the passage of assistance. Journey across the realms of sky to find the mask and learn its passage. Go to the mask in the prairie caves to begin the passage of assistance. Okay, so it's in the caves. Did it just... I was gonna say, did it just teleport us here already? Or what? Nope. Yeah, once we're done with this, if we have some more time, or that it entirely depends on like how long any of this takes today. But we might mess with the art book again go to, like, the Vault of Knowledge and see if there's anything in the valley. We haven't done either of those. Did we get the one for the Golden Wasteland? I think we did. I do remember we lost some wings in the Golden Wasteland last time, which I haven't recovered. Once again, I'm going out there because the gates used to be out there. That's a muscle memory that's gonna take forever to go away. What is this? Story space. I want to take a look at whatever that is. This is new. If you remember last time we played this, I made notice of there being, like, a barrier down here. That might be why they moved you from spawning up there to spawning right down here as well. But yeah, last time we were playing this game, this was barricaded up with a bunch of stones and rocks, and it looked like there was gonna be something there. I think I said something like that. I would be very surprised if there wasn't something going to be in here, but I don't know what story space is. So we'll take a look at that probably after we're done with this whole chain of things. But yeah, the art book stuff we might do later as well. I still haven't really read through it. I've just been busy. I did read a little bit of it. I read a lot of... Well, a lot. I read a bit of... I skimmed through some of the architecture bits about this game, like how they design things, like these wind pillars, the directional pillars, a lot of the housing, and the architectural design of a lot of the culture in this game. And it's based a lot off of, like, Bhutanese stuff out of, like, Indonesia, some kind of Arctic type and native type housing and stone cultures, and just a lot of, like, very... I have the book right next to me. I'm like, why am I describing this when I can just open up the book? Guardians. Yeah, so I'm just going to read a little bit. So page 57, because technically you can't, like, just read books on YouTube anyway either, which is kind of annoying. But, you know, they put out stuff in the game itself that was quoted from the book, so... While we originally designed Sky as a spiritual successor to Cloud, we knew we needed to craft a multifarious antagonist for emotional resonance. We called it calcification. So this is actually about, like, the darkness crystals, the red crystals and all that. Apparently it used to be... Well, it still is in some sections. It's just like this obelisk black kind of stuff. Okay, I found the, right before that. I was like, I know it's around this part. So, architectural design influences, ancient people, glyphs, murals, machinery, Bhutanese civilizations, for high-altitude feelings, cloud adobe. So, like, Adobe civilization architecture, but more shaped and stylized to be kind of cloud-ish. Our terrain building tool, internally named the Blob tool, was used for matching cubes. Underwater civilization. Another iteration was inspired by movement underwater. We wanted to experience the experience of flying through the world of Sky to overlap with the feeling of swimming in the deep ocean. Yeah. Using our blob technology, a deep forest of coral reefs in a large sunken ship stuck in the clouds were fun ideas to try with. Yeah, and it's... Yeah, like... You can't see these, obviously, but a lot of, like, cloud with land kind of forming, like the way the land kind of rises and shapes itself here, even in this scene that we're looking at in the game, it's kind of, if I can get my controller again, like this kind of shape design layout is influenced, it seems, a bit by like how coral reefs kind of are shaped geometrically naturally. Just kind of these highs and lows, these kind of crests and caverns. Civilization influences Megatree. Nature was represented by our giant tree concepts. Civilizations built on land with roots. Yeah, this seems to be more influential towards like the shrines and the gateways, like that one on that edge over there. The calcification stuff. Sunken Village. This looks very influenced for the Lost Bay Harbor area in the Golden Wasteland. Let me put the book away now. Right, I'll just leave that off to the side. Anyway, yeah, we'll get to the book later. Yeah, so speaking of my art projects from earlier, like my art projects have been going very, very well for my photography this spring. Haven't had as much time as I would like to because I've been busy with other stuff, and it's also really hot. It literally is. Let me turn on my air conditioner because it has a thermometer on it real quick. It is currently 80 degrees in my room right now because I also have the AC off, so it's not making noise in here. So, yeah, I've been getting a lot of butterflies lately. I've been having to go to one of the other one of the other preserves for my photography, because, like, my main project is about nature and all that, and, I've been working on it for, like, 6-7 years at this point. And I have tons of flower photos. I am very well acquainted with bumblebees and butterflies and dragonflies. I love dragonflies. But one of the preserves that I regular about a year ago got a new manager who has no knowledge of biology or botany or anything. She's a business manager who comes from like running various non-profit organizations, so she knows how to min-max money, and that's the thing, she doesn't know anything about biology or nature really, which is kind of annoying in this field. So she's been destroying various parts of the preserve to build wedding venue type event spaces and such to min-max money from like Chicago people and other regional rich people and such to have their weddings there. And it's scaring all of the butterflies and other organisms away. And it's also killed off a lot of interesting flowers in the process. She's cut down like 5 redwoods doing this, and it's rather annoying. Yeah. In any case, I have other I keep saying venues. To me, they're venues because it's just like, oh, it's a location. It is a location I can go to work on my project. Anyway, and also she's like, because I'm a photographer, she instated like a new policy where if you bring a camera there, you have to pay, like I had to pay like over $200 something because for like a year, because I bring a camera there. That's the kind of person this is. They're cutting down nature. They're scaring away the life there, and they're trying to milk people of money. Oh, we got one of them here. Yes. Okay, we're gonna grab this. In any case, I'm going to be using this place for the rest of the summer, probably into the fall. And after that fact, I think I'm done there. I think I am, with whatever this person is choosing to ruin this place with trying to just milk money out of people and kill off the local wildlife. I think I'm good, because it's supposed to be a forest preserve, and it's not anymore. It used to be, it always had been since I've been going there. And they just want it as a nature backdrop for concerts and weddings and all this other stuff. Mostly weddings. But one of the other places that I go to that is actually run by biologists has a lot of butterflies right now, and I'm very happy about that. I'm just sad, man, that the other place used to have a lot of blue plumbago. I know you go Wikipedia, it's blue plumbago. It's a type of plant from like Brazil and South America. And it used to always attract, like right now there should be tons of black swallowtails and other types like spicetail swallowtails everywhere there. There's nothing because they ripped up all of the blue plumbago, and it's now it's literally just a pile of compost. It's just like nothing. So the other place that I've been going to has a ton of butterflies. I'm very happy with it as I fly around some butterflies right now in game. And I can, for me, it's like I have years and years and years, hundreds of hours of work, time, expense. I have thousands of dollars invested in this project. I literally just bought a $1,000 lens this past January to work on this project. And now the only reason I paid that like over a couple $100 fee to be a photographer at that other place was because I'm already in that deep. So it's just like, okay, I will do this once. This is already me paying for essentially the rate that I had been paying up until this point, but just for a single year. Man, just... I don't appreciate people who only care about money. And I care even less for people who don't give a shit about, you know, nature and the world. That's kind of why I play this game, is because it is spirited very well. On the surface, it's spirited very well. There is a shit ton of microtransactions in this game, but all of them are optional. And to be honest, the only thing I bought was that $10 cape right here for my character and the first season pack, and that's it. And I intend to just buy the other season pack for $10 because that's the thing, is for $10 for months worth of content, that's a freaking great value when the game is already free and has a ton of stuff to do in it already. So I don't mind it. I know people who are utterly burned out by Sky's like business model, but you don't have to care about it if you don't, like, it's not hurting you in any serious way. It's like the weird thing with the Assassin's Creed 4 Resynced DLC. It's all cosmetic. It doesn't... They're not telling you to pay anything just because it's there. You can be an adult. You know that you don't have to buy anything. And that's the other thing, is, I guess, as an argument piece on that. But, you could be like, well, then they're hiding content from you. And to me, I would say, are you going to use that content? Probably not. Buying content like that and then not using it is like buying a book and never reading it, or buying a video game and never playing it. You don't need it. You were never going to play it to begin with, even if you think on a rainy day you might. It's called being smart with your money. I don't know. This is an adult conversation. In any case, I think that is all I really have to say about the weird stuff going on in real life with places that I am associated with. It's just it's rather frustrating, man. Like, I talked with one of the board members of that place about it, and they knew about the stuff that was going on there, but they actually weren't really, like, they knew that they were doing some pricing for, like, my membership status and such, but they didn't realize it was that expensive. And they were rather aghast at that. Most people I have told about that are rather aghast that this place is charging that much for people like me. Okay, after this bar, we're going to go down there and start this mission. At the end of the day, I just wish that they weren't killing off and scaring away the wildlife, to be honest, because that's kind of what I'm there to work with. And to enjoy, you know? And it's upsetting because if I'm not enjoying this stuff, I know very well that a lot of other people aren't enjoying it either. The only people who are getting enjoyment out of that are the weddings. Passage of assistance will begin shortly. Wait here. Oh, I forgot. This is like a online group kind of situation for the mission. A few people have asked me, like, what my thoughts are on the whole Sony PS5 disc thing is as well. I mean, my opinion on that's pretty simple in that if there's no physical copies for the PlayStation 6, I just won't get a PlayStation 6. I like Sony's hardware. They put out quality products. They own the Blu-ray technology and 4K disc technology. Like, it's fine in the sense that I'm just not gonna play PlayStation 6 if they do that. And I will be very selective of future PS5 titles after that point as well. Like, I have a disc-based PlayStation 5 for a reason in that it's not just like, oh, I want to own something physical. It's literally a data offload. Like, I still have the base hard drive in my PlayStation 5. I now need to get an upgraded, like, 4 terabyte hard drive for my PS5. I have an external, but the problem with the external one is that you have to uninstall the game and port it over to that hard drive every time you want to move it back and forth because of how the PlayStation 5 is designed. The only way it just automatically gives you better and more storage is almost like a memory card. You need, like, a built-in hard drive that has more space. Which, for me, for buying something like that is like $350 to $400. So I intend on getting that upgrade soon by the end of this year. But for me, that's much more just future-proofing the PS5 itself for after that point. Because a main reason why I do have these discs for the PS5 and chose the disc version is that it's a data offload. You're not downloading the whole game. Like, for most people know that the whole game, quote-unquote, is not on these discs. But it still offloads a lot of data processing for your console. These discs still hold, like, up to 100 gigabytes of data. So, would you rather download all those 100 gigabytes onto your hard drive, or would you rather just have a disc that you can run where it's using some data on the hard drive, but also using data on the disc at the same time? It's that's how this all works. So if you cut out the disc, then you're leaving that data load to the consumer, and that's bad consumer that's a bad thing to leave on the consumer side of things, because it just really shows that you don't care about managing the user experience. And that's the funny thing. Games like Sky, like this, they're online. So, like, there's no physical copy for this. Most of this game is being streamed to my console through the app. But that's the other thing, is, like, that data load is still being offloaded by that game company's servers out in Santa Monica. So, I don't have to deal with that data weight. Like weight as in like a physical weight, like the weight of the game itself. That's why this game's only like 8 gigabytes or something, is because they're managing that data load on their end. Now, as I hate continually bringing this up, but if this game ever shut down and they did offer a way for you to download like a local client of this for you to play by yourself, or like via LAN or Wi-Fi or something with other people, if they gave you the game, essentially, you would have to take on that data load, which you're presently not having to deal with this game. And depending, this game I can't imagine being the largest file in the world, but you would still have to take on that data load. But yeah, my answer to the whole disc thing with the PS5 right now, I think it sucks. It sucks big time. I like my 4K, my physical 4K movies and such. I like the Blu-ray format. It's pretty nice. It's pretty handy too for like ripping things, like if you have a Blu-ray burner and stuff like that. And it has recently, in the past, like, I'd say 7-8 years, superseded DVD finally, until like most people have Blu-ray players now more than DVD players. And 4K more recently has been starting to ramp up in significance in the consumer market. But yeah, it just straight up is like, well, I eventually in the future will probably get a Switch 2. I don't think Nintendo's going to get rid of their physical cartridges anytime soon. They might even in the future use that as a marketing plus of why you should get a Nintendo console. That would be smart of them. But yeah, if there's no way to actually just own a copy of your game in some manner, then I would be playing PC instead, because I have a PC. I'm just saying, like, I don't need a PS5 at that point. Well, like even like if I had a digital PS5, I wouldn't need the PS5 at that point. I would just play on my PC. So I don't really care about the PS6 at this point. And that's the thing, I'm a chill guy, so it's like I don't have any like brand loyalty or anything. I just appreciate like what I'm able to do with the tech I have. So if Sony wants to do that, then they can do it. I'm just not going to buy that product. This is taking forever. It's literally like a 10-minute wait. Is there anything else video game related I can talk about or otherwise? I'm still reading through the Myst books, the novels. I've been enjoying them. Really, really interesting, and this is going to mean nothing to anybody who doesn't know anything about Myst at all. So I'm sorry, but the Book of Atris was really good. It's a very solid introduction to Atris as a character and Gen as a character. Catherine, etc. Tiana. Well, Catherine was later in the books. Tiana, Anna, his mom. I'm talking about this stuff out loud, and I'm like, you know, nobody is gonna care about the Myst novels from the mid-90s in this room at the moment, aside from me. So I'm just like, I recommend that stuff if you're into weird puzzle game lore type stuff. That's the thing, you kind of need to play the games as well to kind of get a gist of what's going on with them. Because it's supplementary, like, core extra narrative that is not in the games themselves. I would have saved my little nature ramble for this if I had known that we were going to have to wait for a while. So, what other games do I intend to play this year? So right now we're playing through Wind and Leaves. We're playing this. The next time we play this, we're going to be doing the Van Gogh stuff, as I said earlier. We're still playing through Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resync, which I'm enjoying a lot. I have some things to talk about Assassin's Creed when we play Assassin's Creed next, so I'm holding back on talking about that because that's completely irrelevant to this game. Whenever The Witcher 4 comes out, we're going to be playing The Witcher 4. And I don't intend on playing Grand Theft Auto 6 when it comes out. I'm also not playing Ocarina of Time Remake when it comes out. I don't have plans on getting a Switch 2 for a long while. I still don't entirely care too much about it. Ocarina of Time is kind of the game where when I see other people play it, or I see like a really convincing trailer for it, then I might want it. So far, the selection of games for the console, Star Fox, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Mario Kart World, Metroid Prime 4, just a lot of these other games that have come out. Tomodachi Life was for the original Switch as well, but like, I love Tomodachi Life on the 3DS. I was obsessed with that back during like high school and such, but like I don't entirely care about it nowadays. As I look over at my 3DS collection, it's fine, but there has been nothing so far to convince me on getting a Switch 2 yet, because my Switch is still working fine. I've even replaced like the battery and stuff in it. My Joy-Cons are day one Joy-Cons and they still don't have drift with them. Weirdly. So I don't really have a real reason to get a Switch 2 at the moment. Ocarina of Time might be the game that makes me want to get the system, but I still wouldn't get it for a little while. So Switch 2 stuff is a maybe in the future. Right now, I am very fine with my original Switch and my PS5 and PS4. I'm fine with my PC that I can play stuff on as well. I now have the PlayStation VR again that I can play stuff with. I also have a modded 3DS that I could play games for on the console, on the channel. I've done a few videos of that, but it's been very inconsistent just because like I get busy with stuff and I drop games when I get busy generally. But yeah, we'll see. GTA 6 is very much a maybe. It's one of those things where I don't intend on getting it. Same with like Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Remake. I don't intend on getting it day one or anything like that. I think it looks fine from the couple trailers we've seen. GTA is not the biggest game for me. It's not like Assassin's Creed or anything where I care about the narrative. I don't think most people care about the narrative in GTA games. I think they care more for just the fuck around playing aspect of it. Just goofing off, that's the other thing is, when GTA 6 comes out, it is going to be around in the public eye for years. It's not going to go away. It's going to be everywhere for a long time, so I'm in no rush to play it, because it is going to be a bit of a tsunami. Man, that took forever waiting for this. An eclipse reveals the masks that gather in these caves. I do also have that new Moomin game. Like, I got the physical collector's edition with, like, the art book and such from I Am 8-Bit. That comes out in a couple months. I will probably be playing that this fall or winter, because it is a winter-themed game. And I probably will be playing the Snufkin game before that, but once again, this all comes down to my scheduling. Group up with others to gather as many masks as you can before they spin away. Whoever composed... Well, I know the guy who composed this stuff, but, like, that motif right there was straight up from Skyward Sword. Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da. Oh, no. That was from Smash Brothers. That wasn't from Skyward Sword. Oh, that's why I thought it was from Skyward Sword. It's also very similar to Fi's theme. Fi, fi, fo, fum. Oh, there's a mask. I was like, where are they? Can I get this guy? Can I jump at it, please, game? It's not letting me jump at it, it's making me just run into the water. Oh man, he stole that riff. Ba ba da 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 da. Ba da 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 da. Ba da da ba da da da. That's just Smash Brothers Brawl. But it's also Fi's theme from Skyward Sword. That's amazing. Am I not getting it? Oh, we went into a minor key there for a second. Okay, it's coming this way. That's gonna be stuck in my head now, just that little melody motif. Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. He changed those notes to go more in line with what he had composed previously, but he took those notes. Ba-da-da-da-da. That's kind of the thing, is I don't entirely know what we're doing here. Where's the other mask? What's over there? Also, the bass line in this is using some type of synth instrumental that reminds me of Pikmin. It's got that fat kind of bo bo boo 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 boo. I don't. It's like a. It's not even like a fake cello or anything like that. It's some sort of weird synth. I enjoy it. Okay, so we're just supposed to be collecting these masks. It's very vague on how this is all working exactly, because we're just kind of standing around and things are happening, but... But sure! My annoyance at this is not even like a present annoyance, but like if we lose this somehow and have to wait like another 10 minutes to do it again, oh, that's gonna suck. Like, we have a lot of time to do this, it seems. But still. Oh, never mind, we don't. Did we win? I gotta say, man, those masks were kind of weird. Okay, thank you. We didn't lose it. Yeah, having to wait around for one of those to initialize in the game and lose it, having the potential to lose one of those is a decision possibility. That would suck. I'm just gonna assume the rest of them you're also gonna have to wait around to do them like that, so today might be a little bit of a yap massacre in just waiting around while nothing happens for like 10 minutes per mission. I don't know. We'll see. You and your fellow pupils have honored the wisdom of assistance. The passage of assistance is complete. Okay, get a heart from that. The Passage Guide has crafted a mask to teach the passage of coordination. Journey across the realms of sky to find the mask and learn its passage. Yo, he's playing hacky sack with the orb. That honestly is something I haven't seen someone do in a long time, is play hacky sack. I knew people in high school who used to play it, but like as an adult, I don't think I've ever really met anyone who has. I don't know how to play hacky sack, but... Okay, so just in the regular prairie area. Okay. Alright, how much are we betting that we're gonna have to wait 10 minutes? This mask offers to teach the passage of coordination. Rest until nightfall, sure. Oh man, nightfall here. This'll be interesting. Different skybox? Yeah, this is an entirely different skybox. That's neat. Oh, we don't have to wait that long, thank you. It's only a minute. In other news with the whole, like, disc thing, they also announced that the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation... More significant to me, I've never really owned a PlayStation 3. I've played them from... Like, I've played other people's PlayStation 3s. But the PlayStation Vita store is shutting down, and I've always enjoyed my Vita as long as I've had it, but for me that's a big deal because, like, I had to reinstall and re-update all of my games recently when I played my PlayStation Vita back in May. Because apparently last time I threw my... And I've known that this is a well-known issue with the PlayStation Vita and the PlayStation TV, because I own a PlayStation TV. So it's essentially a PlayStation Vita, if you don't know, but it's just the Vita hardware in a box. And you can play your PlayStation Vita stuff on your TV. If you move the proprietary memory card from your Vita into the TV and back and forth, it has a possible chance of corrupting the data in it. That's just a well-known issue with this system. And I'm guessing last time I did that, that actually happened and I hadn't noticed because I hadn't played my Vita in maybe a year or so. And I had to reinstall everything I have and re-update everything I have through the PlayStation Store. So I'm pretty sure you'll still be able to update and, like, retrieve games that you've bought digitally through the store. You just can't buy anything anymore. But I'm just glad I caught all that before anything happened with the PlayStation Vita store. Regardless, it's just nice to be safe like that. But at the time, I didn't know that that was happening. So it's just kind of... It's kind of fortuitously weird how I was playing the Vita again just out of whim of wanting to. And I was also playing Final Fantasy X because it's also Final Fantasy X's anniversary this year. It's 25th anniversary. And I didn't realize that until maybe a few weeks after I had wrapped up playing Final Fantasy X. I was like, oh, this is really weirdly coincidental. Why? We could just kick the orb. I wonder if we get penalized for that. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what we're doing. I was busy yapping. I think it's just the two of us in here. Just the two of us. Man, we are so violent to this orb. We're gonna kick its butt. Okay, so we're just trying to get these orbs to the mask, or we have to, like, follow them around to the masks and such, and then... And then we get some masks into the goal. Alright, so we got this guy. Come on. Come on, go to the mask. There we go. Like, how many of these do we need? Okay, you take that one, I'm gonna take this one. Is there a mask in here? No? Why are you going in there? Where is this orb going? Yeah, as for like what we've been playing so far, I'm very, very pleased with Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. It has had a few glitches here or there, but I think overall it's a very, very, very solid remake. And Wind and Leaves has surprised me. I knew vaguely like what I was kind of getting myself into with that, not really though. And it is actually, it's not the most complicated game by any measure, but it's just a really enjoyable experience. I have more things to talk about it with when we do the next part of it, because I did some research into Trebuchet, the developer, and like the music artist and all that. I'll talk about that stuff when we get to it, but kind of interesting, kind of weird. Looks like we succeeded in this mission, which is very nice. Return to Passage Rock. Yeah, for me it was just that kind of mild annoyance that an old audio issue creeped its dusty head out from the back ends of my computer software to be like, oh, you're playing VR games? You want to restart OBS and try to play it again? Oh, you're gonna have to shut off your computer if you want that audio quality back where it was, buddy. I don't know why it's only with VR stuff. It has to do with something with like the way OBS. There's two things with OBS. Like, you'll start up OBS and you'll like with this game, you'll immediately get a proper audio feed with it. And then there are times where you'll start up OBS if you're using like a weird configuration like my 3DS or like the VR system or like the Dreamcast I have hooked up right now. And it won't give you, it'll give you the mic audio totally fine. The mic audio will be totally fine, but it won't give you any audio from the device. That doesn't really happen with the Switch or PS5 or PS4 normally. It generally happens with like weird other devices and things like that being intermingled and stuff like that. It's almost like the computer gets kind of confused on which audio source it should be pulling from. And if you reinstate the audio signal forcibly in OBS to give you an audio output from the device, instead of just like getting the audio immediately when the program starts up, if you force it in OBS to give you an audio signal from the selected device, it like messes with the microphone. I don't know why, but that's what happens. It's just a weird little bug that's kind of annoying, and it just makes the mic... It's almost like it gets rid of the gain. It really, to me, is almost like the line level's fine on the mic, but it's almost like it just ignores or erases the signal for the gain on the mic. Regardless of it, like, the audio right now is how it's supposed to be. And I know that because I'm looking at it right now, and I can see it's fine. When you're in the VR helmet, you can't look at your computer and see how the audio is doing. And I really forgot, like, after I got done with that second part of Wind and Leaves for the first part of it, like the first video of it, I was like, that was like getting out of a Matrix pod. That I forgot how, like, much using the PlayStation VR for a length of time feels like you're scuba diving. It really, really does. And the way the headset is designed doesn't really help with that. Because it really feels like you're just like... you're just like coming up for air after you're using it. It's fun while you use it and you get in the zone, you get in the vibe, the trance kind of state of using it. It's when you come out of it, that's where I'm just like, it feels like you're in a Matrix pod or something. You rip off the headset and you're like, I'm alive! It's fun. It's good fun. I had a little... that was also curious, because that's the first time I've used the VR system at length since I got it. In any manner, that's the longest period of time. Those 2.5 hours was the longest period of time I've used VR since I haven't in like 5.5, 6 years or whatever. And I was really curious, am I gonna get a headache? Are my eyes gonna feel screwed up? Is like my perception of stuff, because that happens a lot. You'll get out of VR, I remember getting out of VR, and like you'll feel like spatially weird about stuff because your brain gets so adjusted to what's going on in the VR headset that when you get out of it, it takes a while to readjust back to, like, you know, like things around you are kind of normal and stuff again. That's a very normal situation for VR for most people. And I didn't really have any of that. There was a little bit of, it wasn't like nausea, but it was like a little bit like, yeah, I can tell like my perception's a little a little funky right now. It went away in like a half hour. And if anything, my eyes were just kind of dry, which I just took some eye drops for that. But yeah, no headache, no nothing like that. So I was very, very happy with that first long VR session. I think it went very, very well. Which for me is a good sign about doing other VR stuff, so... Monkey. You are banished. You are banished forevermore from this place. Okay, this I think is the last one. Like the last mission for this guy specifically. The passage guide has crafted a mask for the passage of a lineman. It's a fox. Journey across the realms of sky to find the mask and learn its passage. You gotta focus, Maxie. Or else you'll end up like your friend who was banished. They're letting the banished one back in. Seize him! Take him to Detroit. He needs to know. Okay, so... it's in the forest. We have to go through most of the forest to get to this one, huh? Okay, where is this in the hidden forest? I'm trying to see where that is. It looks like it's at the beginning of the middle section. Whoa! Why is it so bright here? What happened to the lighting? There's like no blue shading here. There's normally a blue shading here for this area. Because we're in the shade. This looks like, whatever. It looks like the prairie now. I don't know if that's just a weird circumstance or if that is something new. Whatever. Yeah, like, look, you can even see it with the trees. It's, like, incorrectly lit. Everything's really washed out now. Like, this is kind of supposed... this is supposed to be lit like this, but it's like too intense of a brightness. I don't know why. Oh, there's a wind tunnel up there. Yeah, it's just like ultra bloom. It looks like the prairie. It's supposed to have this kind of lighting, but not this intense. This is all supposed to be really dark here. I don't know if this is a glitch, or if this is something related to the mission we're doing right now, or if this is just how it is now. I don't know. I feel like even this is a little brighter than normal, but like this is the correct color palette. I don't know. It's something weird's going on with the forest. Yeah, like this is correct. This is how it's supposed to look. This is how it's supposed to look for most of this area. That was weird. Okay. Please, just let me get up onto this guy so I can recharge. Thank you. I don't see lighting anomalies. I'm gonna call that an anomaly. I don't see lighting anomalies like that too much in this game. Right. This mask offers to teach the passage of alignment. Rest near it until nightfall. We gotta wait 10 minutes. Man. The passage of alignment will begin shortly. Wait here, others will join you before it begins. Shortly, you say. 10 minutes standing around, like 11 minutes actually, standing around like this is about the same time as a doctor's office wait in the waiting room. This is longer than how I have to wait for like my dentist appointments. Alright, well, what's there to talk about for 10 minutes? I'm honestly just trying to think. So, like, yeah, so we have Wind and Leaps we're going to keep playing. I'm going to do the VR mode for Concrete Genie. I'm still debating, do I want to do that in between the next Wind and Leaves part, or do I want to do that after I finish Wind and Leaves? I don't know. But, definitely going to try that. I've been kind of thinking about maybe taking a dip back into Red Dead Redemption 2 very briefly. Maybe, maybe not. Just for, like, shits and giggles. I don't know. Also, Shenmue 3's Enhanced Edition, the remastering of Shenmue 3 that comes out, it still has no direct schedule, but you can pre-order it and such. I haven't pre-ordered it yet because I am kind of waiting for a release schedule. But we will be taking a look at Shenmue 3 Remastered, the Enhanced Edition as it's called, whenever it comes out, because I enjoy Shenmue. I don't really care too much for Shenmue 2, and I do enjoy Shenmue 3. And I'm mostly just curious to see what they change, how much of it has changed, and how much better it is, because it does look better. I enjoy Shenmue 3 a lot, but I am aware of the issues a lot of people have with it, but to me, they weren't really issues. It was just, you know, if you're going into it expecting Shenmue 1 or 2 again, you're probably going to be fine. If you're expecting, like, a new game that has, like, modern controls and sensibilities, you're not really going to get that. So, to me, it wasn't that big of an issue, and still isn't, because I'm not expecting the Shenmue games to play like Yakuza. I honestly don't entirely know why a lot of Sega fans tend to view Shenmue as like a weird precursor to Yakuza, because they're entirely different things made by entirely different people. I'm sorry that they just feature realistic Japanese dudes as their protagonists and characters and have their settings set in realistic locations, and there's martial arts in them, but they're very different things. I think the misconception a lot of people have with Shenmue is, like, Shenmue is about the martial arts, but the martial arts are not the core of the gameplay. The main focus of Shenmue is the social aspects of it. It's much more of like a life sim type point, as I love to call it. It's like a 3D point and click adventure game, really. It really is. If you look at like the fundamentals of how things work and how Ryu operates as a protagonist and character in this 3D space, you walk around, you talk to locals, you talk with them about things that are going on in your neighborhood, or who are these weird dudes who've shown up, what happened to your dad, things going on with daily life, things that the NPCs might have problems with, interacting with objects in your environment, playing some side video games at the arcade. You pick up a job at the harbor in the first game. In the second game, it's a little bit more focused on the combat. In the third game, kind of goes back to what the first game does a little bit, with you kind of being a bit more invested in what's going on in the village and in Yawu. I'd say the biggest issue I had with 3 was the money system. You have to grind quite a bit to get the money to buy things to help you in the action segments of the game much more. And like you pretty much have to do all of the dojo stuff in Yawu to upgrade yourself to be able to do proper combat with some of the later enemies and such. I didn't really have those things. Like, that was the biggest problem I had with it, but it wasn't much of a problem because I just did most of that stuff off part anyway, and I had a fine time doing it. But I could see that just being rather tedious to some people who just want to get it done now. I'm a patient person, so I'm just like right now, it's like I have to wait 11 minutes just to do a mission in this game. I'm fine talking and such for that period of time. It's mildly annoying and just like, okay, I guess we have to start talking now, but that is partially what I do, so, you know. Just looking around my room to jog my memory if there's like anything I've gotten recently that I might be able to talk about. I think in a previous part I talked about how I picked up Chernobyl and Parenthood on 4K Blu-ray. Parenthood is a BBC Nature documentary with David Attenborough that did not actually show in the United States because the FCC apparently thought it was too quote-unquote progressive because it deals with like climate change and such, so they just blocked it from being broadcast anywhere. And it had a very, very brief physical run in the UK. It is a very expensive set to get. I had to import it, and it had a very low distribution run. So I'm glad I have it. I'm glad I can watch it. The FCC is annoying, but, you know. And Chernobyl, I'm looking forward to watching. I still haven't watched it yet. I know it came out a couple years ago, but everything I've ever heard about it is fantastic, and it should be pretty good. Speaking of things from the UK that I can't get here in the United States, since I am a dual national, and I am aware of these things. So, Manson, the band, who's headed by Paul Draper, he's a musician. He's a friend of Steven Wilson, who is one of my main creative influences and one of my favorite music artists. There was a deluxe edition of the Attack of the Grey Lantern album, which came out in the 90s. That came out a few years ago. It was like a full remaster, deluxe edition, book set kind of thing. I have a lot of book sets for like Porcupine Tree, No Man, and other bands and such. And they're really, really nice volumes. I have them on my bookshelf because they have art books in them along with all the extra content. But there was one for this album, and for whatever reason, Manson as a band has a weird legal stipulation where they can't sell their albums in America physically. You can only... But for this release, this remaster release specifically as well, it's just banned from being sold in America. I don't know why. It might have something to do with, like, the BBC radio sessions that are on the discs in it, which then they can't put out as a digital either. There's some sort of dumb legal thing with it. So right now I've been, like, for the past month, I've been trying to eye up, like, okay, where can I get this where it's not, like, $80? So, at some point I'm gonna get it. I don't know when, but I'm very curious as to the contents of this, because I'm not a big Manson fan, but I like Paul's work. He, as a person, is a bit of a person. I'm aware he has some drinking problems and he has some social problems. I like his music a lot, for the most part. It's very British music. Very depressing music for a lot of them, too, like Spooky Action. Spooky Action is an extremely, extremely depressing album, and I like it a lot, but it's in that same realm of, like, Blackfield with Stephen and Aviv Jeffen's work. Just, like, it's so depressing and poppy that it's actually kind of more depressing in that way because of what genres they are and the way that they're sung, more so than, like, depressing prog music and stuff. It's a really weird... It's almost like an inkwell of just, like, just so dark and sad, and it's just like, oh, I love this. That's the funniest thing, is I'll listen to, like, the most dark, screwed up stuff, and I think this might also just be like with a lot of metalheads. They'll listen to, like, the most, like, intense, angry kind of metal and such, but they just end up being, like, the cheeriest people. It's that Hayao Miyazaki versus what's his face who makes, like, Nier and such. Just, like, total, like, we make, like, the darkest, most depressing or, like, sad things, but we're just, like, the happiest people. It might just be, like, a way of venting. I don't know. It's just, like, it's a funny juxtaposition of just personalities. I don't know, man. Alright, we got about a minute left. And this has nothing to do with anything else, but I finally got around to making new business cards for my art stuff and work and things like that. And I'm very happy about that because my previous business cards were out of date by like a year or so. So it's just like, it's one of those small adult things where you're just like, my business cards need to be updated, but you know, I don't want to pay $30 for more business cards, and I gotta pay $70 for more ink to work on that stuff specifically for the colors that I need. It's just blah, 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 blah. Office supplies, you know the deal. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, go! I am gonna be so happy if this is the last one of these, because waiting 11 minutes is fine, but man, when you're doing this on video, that is 11 minutes of not actually being able to play the game. Oh no, the mask is stealing the flowers away. Why would you do that, you evil fox? Re-establish the light stream's path through the forest. That tricky dicky fox. Organize yourselves into a line to guide the stream through each flame. The light stream is drawn to nearby players. What happened to the other guys we were with? Oh, they're like kind of zipping in and out. Yeah, they're like getting ahead of each other. Oh, we're going under a bridge. Okay, no. I still need to buy the soundtrack for Sky. There's like 4 volumes of it or something now. 4 or 5 volumes. I'm reminded of that because I'm really enjoying whatever music this is. I can't recall it being played throughout the rest of the game. Come on. How are you guys able to fly like that? If you redo one of these, are you able to, like, just use your wings in them and such? That would explain why these guys are, like, all over the place with this. And how fast they are. Unless these are really well-programmed bots. I don't know if they are. I would be very surprised if they were. Okay, I see the last one. It's over there. Oh my god. They gave this part of the map a purpose. I've always wondered about this. Like, once you get over here with the map, there's just, like, a lot of empty space. Okay. I mean, good to know. Okay. Is it just gonna show us the whole path? Like, that's the thing, is like, if that was it, it's like a minute and a half of gameplay, but you had to wait like 11, 12 minutes or so to get to it. It's just like, I think that, I understand that they want other players to load into your instant in the server to work together on this, but I think that's a little bit much. Just a little bit much of wasting the player's time itself. That's what I would be thinking about if I were working on this. Oh, you're very pretty now. Tricky Dicky Fox. Alright, let us go back and see if we are all good on this. I'm also curious, I brought up The Witcher 4 earlier in regards to stuff we'll be playing later on in the future. There's also I forgot about it, the weird new Witcher 3 DLC that's coming out. So I'm curious if that's going to come out for the PS4 or not, or if it's just going to be for the PS5. I'm probably going to play it on PC, to be honest, with the rest of my Witcher stuff. The weird issue is that the version I played I've done for The Witcher 3 has been like a it's not like the most recent version of the game on PC. It's a older version, so I can run the camera software for it, like the out of bounds camera stuff. And I would have to update the game then to do that. So I'm curious whether or not if I'm gonna just play through The Witcher 3 on my own on PS5, because I have the PS5 physical version as well, and whether or not if it would just be better to play through that DLC on PS5. If it's on the PS4, because like I have the physical copies of those expansion packs for PS4, because they did that back in the day. You could get physical copies of the expansion packs for PS4. They come with like Gwent decks and stuff. They're really cool. I'm looking at them right now. It would be kind of nice and weird if they did like another Gwent deck physical copy for the PS4. That would be nice. I wouldn't expect that, but that would be really nice in my opinion, just to get another Gwent deck. But yeah, I'm really curious how they're going to handle that release. We will play it. It's just I have to see how they're releasing it and how to go about, like, which version are we going to play then. I would prefer not to do the PC version. I would do the PC version, but I'd prefer not to, just so it doesn't mess with, like, what version I have on there for my camera. So when we get closer to that, I'll make a decision whether I'll do a playthrough of my own of Witcher 3 on PS5 just to catch us back up. And then we would do that DLC on the PS5 probably. That's kind of what I'm going to assume on how that's going to play out. But I'll focus on that later. Right, that should be the last one then. The Banished One. Oh, it's not supposed to be a fox. It's supposed to be a tanuki. I think. It's got a big bushy tail. Yeah, it's got a tanuki tail. Okay. I thought it was supposed to be a kitsune. Who would have guessed that Tom Nook was a god? And then they were raptured. Well, we've restored Pride Rock. Okay, we're gonna get the Tanuki mask. gonna get this heart. I am glad we finished this up before the Van Gogh stuff, because trying to do the Van Gogh stuff with this, with having to wait around and such, that would probably get a little bit more on my nerves than today, where I'm just, like, doing this just to vibe, man, and have some fun with it. There really are some motifs in this music just throughout that I'm just like, that is something else. That... Da 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 da. I'm just like, that sounds like Peter Pan from Disney? Or something? Right, so I think that's it for that. Well, that is it for this story beat. So let's go back to what's his face in the lobby area and see what happens now. Now that all of like the main quest line quests are like completed. First off, I do remember we have to talk to him over here first, because we have to confirm his NPC here in this map is done. Yep. Yes, cry! Tell us that you love us. Hurrah! That's everybody. That is all of the main questline quests. Yo, this dude's playing hacky sack too! Man, everybody's playing hacky sack these days. Oh, I already have this. Okay. Yeah, so no, it's just all of them are done. That's it. Man, I thought there'd be a little bit more grandiosity to that, but I guess not. It's just like, yeah, you finished off the bazaar. Everybody who can sell stuff is in there now. Congratulations. I thought there'd be like a little bit of a cutscene specific for, like, you know, you finished this. Great job. It's just like, no. Okay. It's a little anticlimactic for my tastes, but where are they? They're not up here. I really love this song, and I just never hear it because I never come in here. Oh, they're over here! Huh. Yeah, it's like, I like my mask a lot, I just kind of wish I could change some of the colors on it. I wish some of the specialty masks you could just change the colors on, but I assume that they keep them vanilla with one single palette, specifically so if they want to reuse this design in the future or something like that, that they can, like, push it as something new. I don't know. That's the cynic in me says that, so I'm just like, that's probably why. Let's take a brief stop and... Oh, they closed off this doorway! There used to be a doorway here to go out to the gateways out there, but they closed it off now. Man, they changed so much. Let's go in the therapy room and wallow in all the things that they've changed. Oh, one of these... I don't care for these, like, mini-game markers. Happy birthday! See you! Cool! Oh, they are trying so hard. I still find, like, stuff like this fascinating from, like, a sociology, psychology standpoint. It's just, like... It's fascinating to see just, like, these virtual, like, miniature group cult-type friend groups and such. It's like, I don't even see stuff like that on Discord too much, but just like, it's really interesting to see it here. Because a lot of the time, the people who are in these groups tend to be very toxic to people who are not in the group. It's cliquish. It's very cliquish, very like school orientated. Which is funny because I work with a lot of actors and some of them can be cliquish like this, but like I myself just am not as a person, so it's very interesting to look at that kind of mentality from like a gargoyle's perspective and just not necessarily judge them for that, but just like wonder like, are you happy? Are you happy with the friends you've decided to have this kind of isolated sociality with? Because that's always the number one question in life is, are you happy? And if you're not, then why aren't you? And go be happy. This is just another part of having like a cheery personality, I guess. It's kind of off-putting to people who are generally rather more depressed or postmodern. Because like things are actually quite fine in life in general. It's just like the people that you talk to and what's around you kind of dictates like a lot of that kind of whether or not if you're happy. Are you happy? I'm not a psychologist or a sociologist or anything like that, but I did ace those courses in college. And my professors do love me in that section of coursework. The only courses I suck at in college and just in general is mathematics and like intense sciences, which is funny because I'm also a chemist. It's like, I can do math and science fine on my own. If you tell me or try to teach me how to do stuff like that, I am going to not do any of it correctly because it's not being done in my way. Alright, I mean, that's it really for the main quest line. That's just all done. So the music is very loud in here for this event. So let's see what this new doorway is. I don't know what this is. It was closed off last time we were here. Story space. Oh, this is like... It's very oddly ominous in here, the music. It's just like a low hum. We have a doorway back to Avery. We have a platform for customizing the character. Did they kill the theater? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, not like the theater, but like that extra area before the theater itself. Hold on. We're going back to Avery real quick before we touch anything in here. Okay, interesting. It doesn't just load us back into the town through the regular spot. It puts us back there. Hold on. I want to take a look at this. So... did they kill that large room that you have to go through to get to the theater? I think they did. Let's go into the Vault of Knowledge. I want to see this. Today's anniversary activity is Oreo's Playground. Find the gift nearby. I mean, we've all... oh, there's Oreo. We've already found Oreo, like, legitimately in the prairie. That was in a previous part. But here's Oreo. It's been a while. He just kind of runs around on his own. He's low poly. This is Jenova Chen's dog. Jenova Chen being the CEO. That's the weird part. It's like, Oreo's cool. He's a great dog. It is kind of weird how Chen tries to, like, push it as, like, a merchandise kind of thing. It's like, it's your own pet, dude. I get you love your pet, but... oh, we also have this glitch again, where the doorways are empty. That's interesting. Is the gateway to Eden also closed? What is that? Okay, the door to Eden is closed. What are these? Oh, it's Oreo! I didn't notice what this was because it's so dark in here. It's Oreo! That's also Oreo! Why? Okay. Oh, lovey eyes. Okay, so this is how Sky ends. This is the end of Sky. We're all gonna die because Oreo is here. Is he just like effervescent in the skybox itself? No, but he is everywhere. I kind of want to go up to the top of the village and just see like how much, like, are there any Oreos out of bounds? Clearly there are some out of bounds like those. Okay. I'm glad I jumped on Sky today because this is crazy. There's one in the house here. Oh! We're standing on Oreo's butt. Yeah, this is ridiculous. This is amazing. It took me a second, like, it said that, but I'm like, what do you mean? What are these objects? I couldn't see the black parts of them because it's so dark in here, at least on my TV. Okay, so I want to get up into the clouds just to take a full view of this and see if there might be any that are, like, weirdly out of bounds or in weird places. At the same time, it's kind of annoying how the gates aren't working again. Whatever dance these guys are doing is really weird. Like not like the dance itself, like the robotic kind of way that they're moving. Okay, let's go up. Got some good music to go up to, too. Yeah, they really just placed models of Oreo everywhere. This is insane. I love how we've been distracted from doing what we were gonna do. But once again, it's like, I'm probably never gonna see something like this again in this game, so we may as well investigate it and record it. Okay, now we gotta go over here. I'm also curious if that out-of-bounds... We probably can't see it from here, but that out-of-bounds square in the map... It's probably still there. If they didn't take it out when they redid Avery, I wouldn't see why they would take it out by just placing Oreo in Avery itself. Alright, we're pretty much at the top of the map for what our player can get to. Is there anything out in the darkness? In the dogness? Not really. It is interesting to see that the... Oh, that... Yeah, so... Those Oreo models are like way behind the sky barrier for the Eye of Eden PNG. Yeah, I'm not specifically seeing anything out of bounds. Those are just kind of like off in the distance behind the PNG. I will say that it's kind of weird to see there's that land formation over there. It's part of the PNG as well, but it's like shaded differently. It almost looks like it's physical land, but it's not. Yeah, I was wondering if maybe Chen and the others had put, like, one, like, way back behind the map over here or anything, but it doesn't seem like they have. I don't know about below the map, but we can't really check that. I do find it interesting how some of the lighting effects, like, whatever, those look like sparklers or something. Yeah, there's like some sort of particle effect down there. Has a layer priority over the clouds, you can see it. I feel like that's an oversight, but who knows. I don't think it really matters. Yeah, no, we just have a ton of Oreos in the map. I'm kind of surprised there's none that are just, like, out in the cloud field, actually. Ooh. Drop the bass with this music. Yeah, it's music like this that gets me worried about, like, content claiming such that I have to, like, deal with. Then... Okay, anyway. I'm gonna go back in... I don't know what that was, but it was very clearly licensed music in the theater. I didn't edit that in. That just played when I entered the theater and I left the theater. What? No, 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 no. No, 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 we're not going in the theater. There's like some J-pop or something going on in there. We're not dealing with the licensing situation with that. I have to deal with the licensing situation on music like that in my real job, so... So, because these are glitched and there's not really any other doorway... I mean, I guess we could try going into the bazaar and leaving the bazaar? Oh, there's even an animated Oreo that flies around. Oh, we can ride it! Whee! I mean, this is fine. Right, now I am terrified of the theater right now for it having weird licensed music in there. Which, once again, that would be fine if I wasn't recording, but I am recording. Find the gift nearby. There's a gift? The doorways haven't fixed themselves. I'm probably going to have to reload the game, which is kind of annoying. That's the thing. But before they updated the town and like put this event in and such, I never encountered anything like the gateways just kind of dying like that. Okay, before we do that, I'm gonna see if we can buy something here. Yeah, we can get the new camera. So, what is this new there are just many flying Oreos. Okay. So, what does this new camera look like? Because we've had this camera for most of the playthrough. Where is it? Did we actually get it or not? Try it on at the outfit shrine. I don't see it there. This might have to deal with the weird glitch that's going on here again. Because it's not showing it anywhere. I'm gonna load the game again because something weird's going on. Which is a bit unfortunate, but, you know. That's the thing. I've only played this game 2.5 times, well, like, for 2.5 sessions and such since they've changed all this stuff, but I can't recall the game ever being this glitchy before. Okay, the gates are fixed. Do we have that camera? Still no. Okay, we have that new hair from the other guy. We have the new mask. What does this look like? It looks fine. Okay. The other character is missing now. And it's not offering me to do stuff to unlock things. The licensed music is not playing in here anymore. I'm just trying to diagnose where is this issue that we're having with the game right now. It's taking a long time to load the village again. You good? Sky? I think it got stuck. Okay, we're gonna try again. Yeah, like I said, I don't think I've ever seen the game this glitchy before. I've had the game crash maybe like 2 times in the whole period that I did the playthrough so far since January, but like, whatever this is, there's like weird issues between going through different rooms, whatever, like the new rooms that they've changed, like the theater is different a little bit now. This event that they're having right now seems weirdly implemented in that it's like conflicting with some of these rooms you can go into. I don't know what's up with this stuff with the anniversary, like that other character's gone and I can't buy stuff with tickets anymore here. It's just, there's some weird stuff. Anyway, I'm just gonna get back to what we were doing before and try not to think too much about whatever that was. So, we're supposed to be able to get into the theater from here through a different room. They got rid of it. They got rid of that other room. Wow, I never expected that room to get cut. Can I go around this? No, it's just a portal that leads into this room now. That whole room was cut. Okay. Like, sure, this is a fine substitute, but once again, it just feels like you've cut a part of a world out. Now it's just a black empty void that has the DLC realms in it. Before it was like this interesting chamber that had rooms to these other worlds in it. Which is also kind of relevant because one of these is like important lore. One of these is very important lore. Wait. Did they cut this out of the cinema? This was supposed to be in the cinema room. I'm really scared if that licensed music's gonna play, but I want to see if the last city story beat has been cut out of the cinema. I have a feeling going into the cinema again it seems to be just going into the cinema room now that it's been changed is like killing the gateways for some reason. I don't know why, but that seems to be consistent. Did they get rid of it? Oh, what is going on in here? Honorable mention, Sky Creator Awards. This is the first time I'm seeing the theater, like, be used. Right, okay. I'm good. That does explain why there was licensed music, which somebody probably wasn't using legally, but, you know. I think they moved it, yeah. Oreo's Playground. Okay, now this character is back again with this other one. And I don't have any tickets. 8 days left. Try it on at the Outfit Shrine. It still says that I unlocked it. I can tell you I don't have it. That is honestly kind of annoying. That is like the first actually annoying thing today. So this is now like what, the 4th time I'm having to restart the game because the gates are dead. Okay, so now that we generally know what's going on, if the server wants to load in the game... Oh, that's interesting. That gives me some insight into what new players are seeing as well. There's not even actual gateways when you start and haven't, like, completed their areas or whatever, or had access to them yet. If I recall right, when I played this game for the first time, the gateways were still there. They just were not accessible. They didn't have the portals in them. But it looked like they didn't even exist. Okay, so let's go in here. I'm just trying to figure out what is all this nonsense that they're obviously just throwing in here and not having a great time coding it. So if I jump in here, it's just going to take me to Moomin. Okay, that makes sense. I love me some Moomin. It doesn't take you out of that portal, it brings you back to this pad. Okay. Once again, it's like, I see that they're trying to streamline all of this stuff, but they literally just ripped out an entire map room of the game. Is it even still on the map, actually? I bet it's not. If I can zoom in and out. Fractured Lantern Storage, the Vault Rest, the Repository of Refuge, the Secret Area, the Vault Archive, the Lower Vault, the Upper Vault, the Temple Vault. They still have the DLC and extra story stuff over here. Like there's Avery. The Cave of Prophecies, Treasure Reef. Yeah. The Hall of Stories. Is that not the room? Where is it showing us right now on the map? Where are we supposed to be overall? Bluebird Theater. I still haven't done that, actually. This seemed pretty depressing in what it was. I forget exactly. So I can see that they're intending to put some new content over here, if there is not already. I don't remember this being here before, but that's very clearly what that's supposed to be. This might be relevant to the Van Gogh stuff. I'm not sure. I'd be kind of surprised if they didn't put the Van Gogh icon over here with the rest of the DLC areas. But I'm not seeing us even on the map. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're even on the map right now. It's just like a void where we are right now. Which is interesting because the Hall of Stories is still here on the map, actually. And they haven't replaced it with whatever this is yet. Is there another way into the Hall of Stories is my question. Is there like another map-based area where we could potentially try to get in there? Because going in and out of these portals just brings us back here. But was there anything that could take us there? There's the route from the movie theater, and then there really is just that other route from inside the vault. Yeah, I can't think of another way in there. I just racked my head for a second, just like, is there... And that's the thing, is like, it was a big room, but it's not like the design of that room was verticality, so you can go up and down it if and they let you at some point to reach new doorways. So it's not like they couldn't keep fitting like DLC rooms in that room to begin with. If in your argument is like, well, now they just have a flat plane, they can put a rock down and put a portal there. It's like it's the same thing, it's just not vertical, it's horizontal now, and it looks much more generic. It doesn't really fit with the intended, once again, with the intended core design work of the vault or anything anymore. Now it's just a weird kind of realm using the same layout as like the personality test and some of the Children of Light, like dream sequence story beat kind of things, where like you go into like a blank area and there's like a stationary crab group or something to get a Child of Light from it. This is just a generic void preset. Whatever. I think it's unnecessary. I think it's... this thing is like, once again, it's like, I feel like it's unnecessary, so I just find it really weird that they would change that. I also find it astronomically weird that going into the theater right now just breaks all of the portals and also puts you in a weird instant where, like, this situation with the anniversary is kind of messed up. And I find it weird how I can't access the camera I just got. I'm gonna use a different customizing area. Let's go to the forest. Once again, the lighting in here is messed up. What's going on with this game? I'm guessing it's just supposed to look like this now. it doesn't look right. It looks way overblown. Like, you can see the temple looks like Fulbright. I have nothing, okay. I'm kind of tempted. I want to, like, take a look at some of the other areas, like their starting area at least, and see if anything weird's going on with them either. Let's go to the valley. This is correct. This looks normal. This looks very normal. This is nice. I want to go to the Village of Dreams real quick, just because I haven't been here since the... I don't think I've been here since the Days of Fortune stuff. I mean, this looks fine, too. Yeah, this looks normal. I wonder if that stuff up above the cloud layer that's out of bounds is still there. It was during the event, so... Someone did ask me on Discord when I researched that, like, Jenova Chen has, like, a shell LLC that manages, like, all the finances and business and, like, pipeline stuff for that game company and, like, all the stuff regarding, like, the merchandise, the finances, the pipeline, if you didn't watch the last part. All that kind of stuff is done through a shell LLC called That Memory LLC that is, like, a weird secret ish kind of subsidiary of that game company that essentially owns all of the technology and finances, well, most of the finances and all that kind of stuff legally that game company, like, quote-unquote profits off of and makes. And someone posited to me something interesting in that technically, and I didn't think about this in the moment while I was researching all this stuff, but with Chen running both businesses, and one of them being based out of Santa Monica, which is that game company, and the other one being That Memory LLC, based out of Bellevue, Washington, and That Memory owning most of the rights to everything that game company has, like, technologically wise, merchandise wise, a lot of the finances are run through it. This is all the business stuff that regular players aren't really supposed to care or know about, but, I do a lot of research, and I'm also in, like, creative talks and such with some other studios over there. We like to know what other indie studios are doing. And the interesting thing is that technically, if that game company were to go bankrupt or have some financial issues, Chen owns the rights to all of this stuff through another company. He can do a rug pull. That's something I didn't really think of in the moment, where, like, if the company is going down, if that game company were to die on the vine for some sort of financial or legal reason, Chen has a legal rug pull where he can just take everything that game company has made or, like, owns through, like, copyright and such, and just give it to this new company he's made. He has that. That's a really weird thing that I didn't think about, that someone just, like, kind of reminded me in, like, legalese, like, oh yeah, that's a really smart, shrewd, that's such an incredibly shrewd thinking type of decision on his part as a CEO, and like, he is the artistic lead on this game and, like, Journey and stuff. So it's really interesting just to see how smart and shrewd this guy is in, like, a weird kind of cynical kind of way. So that also, I know it's just business and it's, like, being safe and such, but that also does kind of put into some kind of, once again, into psychology, just, like, he understands that this kind of business venture is risky, and that either tells me that he doesn't fully trust this business model, or he's at least being very, very protective of what he's made, which is very interesting. It's interesting because there's another studio that broke off of that game company called Giant Squid. You might be aware of their games. So it's just like, if that game company were to die, I'm not saying they would, but though if Chen didn't own ownership through some method of the technology and things done here, in a cynical business sense, Giant Squid or its publisher could theoretically buy out that technology and IP. So this is very much like he seems to very. It's cynical to think that he could pull a rug pull in theory. This is all just theory craft and business sense. But and I'm not big on like drama or anything like that. But just like legally, these are possibilities. Not to say any of that is what is intended with anything or a potential or is going to happen or any sort of thing like that. But legally, things like that are considerations that would have had to have been made while creating a shell LLC like this. And me and my associates find that very interesting. Yeah, so this area is fine. I already saw that the vault looked fine, so I just want to check Golden Wasteland real quick. I mean, it looks fine, I think. I don't know why, but I feel like there's like particle effects or like the intensity of this area is just a bit more chill. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just thinking too much of like when you get close to it, stuff gets kind of chaotic. I just feel like, yeah, like that kind of lighting when you're getting closer. I don't know why, but it feels like things are just kind of chill out here a bit more. I want to go to Treasure Reef real quick. That's one of my favorite areas in the game, and I haven't been here in months. So I just want to take a look at it real quick. And yeah, next time that we play this, which for me will probably be on the day of release, which is like in a day. Actually, yeah, it is. What day is it? Yeah, in 2 days. So in 2 days for me, I will be playing the Van Gogh stuff. It looks fine here. It looks normal. I don't remember if there were these like charms, these little like charms on this gateway or not. I don't remember them. Let's read this message. No matter how big the ship you are going through... Wait, oh, they use ship as a pun for shit. No matter how big the shit you are going through in your life right now, always remember that what God can do in our lives is as vast as the ocean. Okay, so it's a religious pun on ship and shit. Okay. I like this place a lot. One of my favorite maps. And that's the other thing, is like I still haven't done like story beats for places like this yet. I'm aware of what the story beats are, I just haven't done them yet. That's why I'm like, this game can last a long time for me on the channel, because there's just a lot of stuff I can do at my own wills. Which, now that we're done with like the main core mission campaigns and such for Avery, that will inevitably start pushing me towards like missions out here and such when I get around to them. Get some butterflies. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it today. I just want to take a look at the Leviathan out here. See if he's still here. There's a weird shadow effect there that I don't remember being there before. I see it way off in the distance. Yeah, so the weird, like, dark Leviathan thing is still out there. But there's, like, this weird shadow here. You can see it, right? In the render. That was not there before. There's nothing above it. So, that looks like some sort of lighting issue. That's new. Alright, well, I think that is it for today. A lot of yapping, more yapping than I intended. But, you know, when you're doing missions where it makes you wait, like, 10 minutes or so per beat. And there was also all the weird glitches with the gateways and such with the new content that they've been putting in. It's just like... I know it's difficult to run a game like this, but... you should still... when you see something like that be an issue, maybe get on it right away. That's kind of what you're being paid to do. At least in my workspace of, like, creative work and, like, theatrical and entertainment work. It's like you're being paid to give people a proper product / experience. Like, it is all an experience. And if that experience sucks, if you go to Disney World... and someone doesn't greet you in the right way, it kind of sucks, doesn't it? And it's not supposed to be like that. So you need to tighten up. Anyway, I still like this game a lot. That's the thing. It's like this so far is still my game of the year. This is a fantastic game. It's just progressively recently as I've jumped back on, I'm like, oh, things aren't as polished as they used to be, and that's a mix of them changing so much, and I'm assuming there's just a lot of missed oversight on implementation of some things. Anyway, we will continue more with some more Wind and Leaves. We will continue more with Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. That is still a mouthful to say. We will continue more with Sky. And eventually we'll get around to, like, Concrete Genie and such, maybe sooner than later, don't know. And other VR stuff and other random stuff. We're just doing stuff, you know. So, thank you for watching. And I am very curious about the Van Gogh stuff. We'll see how that is in a few days. We'll get to it. See you next time there. Have a good night.